G'day guys, welcome to the walkthrough videos for Rally Anizay coming up this weekend. So we have 5 stages across the Anizay Desert. They're quite challenging, really well made courses designed by Lurch. A bit of a different challenge to what we saw with Libor and probably what we're going to see towards the back end of the year. There's lots of jumps and lots of blind corners, steep cuts, things like that at Anizay to keep an eye out for. So without further ado, we'll kick into stage 1. Before we start that, however, quick note on starts. We have had some rather large physics changes to the cars, just due to the fact that old mod's been updated by the original author, and then obviously that's led to us changing our own physics. So cars will handle a little bit differently. We've got a better damage model now than we ever had before. And on the start line too, you won't be able to do the weird start trick we used to be able to do, but you now don't have to do it. You'll be able to hold the handbrake, floor it, and you'll get plenty of traction off the line. No worries about that. So kicking off with the start. We've got pretty well a 100 meter straight line, no worries at all, into a tight hairpin left around a single row of H barriers, and then basically another 100 meters back towards the start line into a double right hander. It's almost like a bit of an open hairpin. You just don't want to take the second half too tight into this really narrow row of HESCO barriers. Again, another tight left down the end here, and that takes us towards these huts. So through this section it's really, really important to be quite careful, because if you hit any of these straight up in the rally, it's going to kill a lot of your time, because they will do a lot of damage to your car. So just be nice and careful with them. Coming behind the hangars, we get this larger double right. So past the A10s. And then into another hairpin left. So plenty of grip on this tarmac, but the car will slide around nicely. So quite a fun section to drive through. Again, another double right. Past the Chinook. And then here we've got effectively a flat right into a flat left. Now if you take the line correctly, like I just have done here, this is a flat corner and you want to get right, get your braking done, and then flick the car back right again. If you run wide through there, you will have to lift before you get to that braking zone. We then come around the back of the service park here where your mates will be watching for these chicanes. You want to basically aim to get nice and tight, and then cut slightly across this dirt to open it up for the next one. If you cut the whole way across, it'll be too tight and you'll lose a lot of time. Then on the last one, cut almost as much as you want. There's a little bump on the exit, but it's a lot quicker to do a straight line. A bit of fun for you. Not going to get too pedantic there. Coming up to checkpoint 1, we then have a nice corner around the hairpin, and we have a really, really long state. This is, I think, close to a kilometre before we even hit the jump, followed by another 800 or 900 meters after the jump. So off-road isn't going to get too fast. By the time you hit the jump, however, we're going to be looking somewhere around 240 Ks. If there is anyone that's a bit scared, there's a bit chute on the right. You've just got to make sure you wash your speed off so you can get left again of the arrow on the far side. For those that want it, it's a pretty square, simple jump on this side of it. Plenty of open room on the far side of it. You'll get about 250 meters of air in the rally car, so just keep that in mind. You'll land just before this dark patch here. We've then got a hairpin. You can go either left or right, whichever way you prefer. I'm going to go right here just for the sake of the example. Make sure I don't roll this thing. Oh, Jesus. Probably should have taken one of the rally cars for these run-throughs, but wanted to give you a much better idea of the terrain. So then it's straight back the way we came. Simple hairpin. As you come back towards the jump, you can see the arrows pointing you back to the right. So nice and straightforward there. Obviously very, very high speed. You want to open up the entry. So we've got a 90 right here. You can cut a fair bit, but you want to get your braking done early, wash the speed off so you don't hit that large HESCO wall on the outside. Obviously that's going to eat your heart up. Now stick all the way to the left here upon entry, and then cut across this really tight little gate section here. Cut right towards the bale, and again cut left. So for the rest of the rally, pretty well, those hay bales again are going to be the markers for the inside corners. So as long as you stay on effectively going around them, you're good to go. Now this section along here, really bumpy but quite high speed. It's pretty well safely flat up until you get to this crest that you can see coming up here. So we've got that one. I'd brake over this crest here because you want to wash off as much speed as you can. If you come over this crest here with pace, you're going to land just in front of those rocks and have absolutely no time to turn. So you just want to keep that in mind, wash the speed off so that you can ride the crest, not jump it. And then you can get back on the power up here for this long straight stretch. So again, be mindful, you will lose a little bit of grip, a little bit of traction as you come over these crests, because you will get a tiny bit of air, but as long as you have it pointed to land in the right spot, you can carry all the speed you want. So again, another couple of crests here, nice and blind. Just watch that hay bale on the right there. And we go up the hill. You'll find a lot of speed washes off as you come up here, but you know, lift and don't, rather than braking. Get the car turned to the right. Now left, you can cut a lot here, and then cut right over checkpoint 2, and you'll find you'll land just nicely, exactly like that, coming down the hill. So a couple of switchbacks here. We go around this pole and then back to the right. It's really easy to get this right here wrong in the rally car, so just be careful of that. We haven't put a hay bale there. If you get it wrong, so be it, but just make sure you don't hit the light pole. That's the key thing. If you go around it, wash off some speed, and I'm sure the officials will be fine with you. So again, a couple of zigzags here. Really steep little left here around the light pole as you reference. And right here again around the hay bale. Nice couple of tight corners here. Opens back up a little bit through this stretch into just more of a normal snake. And then back left again. So then we start to take the right hander here. We pop down the far side of the airfield's runway. So down the back area. So plenty of speed through here. Take a couple of cuts where you can. As long as you're within these hay bales, you're good to go. You can see there the car wants to flick a bit, so just be careful. Again, over the crest, through a left. Again, there's no markings on cuts through here, so you can take as much as you want, just like I have there. And as here we come to a hay bale. So again, cut it in left. Get the car turned to the right. We got a hay bale here, so we need to make sure on the right side of that. Coming up again, we've got another reference for a brief little kink over the crest here. Keeping your speed up. Road becomes hard to spot, but it goes around these trees here and then tightens at the hay bale for another left out the outside. Quick couple of 100 meter sprint. Again, there's no hay bale here. Cut as much as you need to. Right hay bale here. And again, you want to make sure you get right down because you got this left one in the base. Straight line it up to the right. Really tight one over the left here. Back down. Avoid that hay bale. And again, another tight one over the crest here. Back down the hill, around the hay bale, up again to the top. Left, and before the sign, we want to take a left and then a hard right. It's tricky, that one, around that sign. Back up the hill, we can pop left. And it's just a small little crest here, so no worries as we come towards checkpoint 3. Nice and flat and fast as we come through checkpoint 3. Down the hill and around to the right. We got the nice crest marker there, but again we want to make sure we get the car all the way right. Ooh, careful, nice and slippery there too, so we can obviously clear that next hay bale. That's where you'll pick up corner cuts if you're careful of the second corners in these sequences. Same here, bit of an off camber one, easy to run out wide. Get the car back in, back onto camber, through these kinks here. We then have a nice quick little fast stretch along here. It's pretty easy to spot where you need to be going. So when you get to this line up here is where you want to worry. Aim a little bit left and bring it right, just so you can avoid the rocks. Pretty straightforward. And back on here, so some bumps. So you just sort of want to manage your speed along here. You want to carry that momentum, but not too much. As soon as we get towards this second one, you want to brake and have it done by that first one. Then around the tight second one for the hairpin, back on the power out the other side, and we come to probably one of my favourite parts of potentially the whole rally. So we get a nice little crest here in the left. So nothing too crazy, just it's a bit fast, so in the rally car it comes up a lot quicker. We then get this really fast sort of section that starts becoming into this valley and then a canyon. So fast kinks over these crests, so it's really hard to sort of keep the car settled. So you want to be on and off that shift or the fast forward kind of thing, and just sort of managing the car again through checkpoint 4 over these crests. Just try to give you a notes reference. These crests are really tight and fast. The co-driver is only going to be able to give you some basic calls along here because you're going to be going so quickly. So the driver's going to really show their mettle here, and the co-driver's obviously just got to try and give them an idea of what's coming up. So again, heaps of crests, heaps of little kinks. It's so much fun in the rally car. Just keep right through here. It's easy to cut. There's some rocks in the trees there. Then again, right here, couple of another jumps, and just point it at the finish. Get it over there as quick as you can. It's a right-hander after the finish. Obviously, it's not going to be as big of a deal, but you don't want to be completely repairing a car in the firing line. And into the tent. But yeah, that's stage 1 done. A really fun opening stage. It's a bit of a longer one, but yeah, quite enjoyable. 12 Ks, awesome fun, and then you can go on and finish into stage 2. See you there.